In the last video, I showed you the simple easy mode workflow for Practice Room Playbook, which was essentially assess your pieces, generate a practice plan, and go practice. If you're willing to spend just a few more minutes each week keeping the app up to date, it can make even smarter and more personalized practice recommendations. Let's look at a few ways to customize your practice plan. First, date proximity. We touched on this briefly in the last video. Turn this on and your priority score becomes a 50-50 blend of your assessments and how close each performance is. You can also choose the exact window of time to factor in, this week, the next 2 weeks, or whatever best fits your schedule. Next are the filters. If you're using practice groups, like the default A-day, B-day split, you can filter today's practice plan to just one group. You create practice groups under Settings, Preferences, then assign them to pieces in your rep library. You can also filter by piece type or technique. Maybe today you're only working on excerpts or only focusing on the low register. If you haven't set up groups or techniques yet, that's covered in the third Getting Started video, Adding Pieces. The endurance budget controls how much of your prioritized list you want to tackle today. Slide it left until the plan feels realistic for the time and energy you have. Don't worry about the number or the position itself. It automatically scales to the size of your library. Whether you have 20 or 200 pieces, just aim for a practice plan you can actually complete. If your list seems outrageous and there's no way to scale it down, maybe it's time to start exploring some practice groups. Lastly, in the setup, session notes are simply reminders to yourself for today's practice session. They don't affect your recommendations. And if you find yourself using the same filters over and over, turn on Remember Filters for every practice session. That way, the next time you generate a practice plan, those settings are already in place. Once everything looks the way you want it, print, export as PDF, or copy your practice plan just like before. So once you're done practicing, how do you update the app? Most people won't have the app open while they practice, and that's completely fine. Just come back later whenever it's convenient, even if that's the next day, and update it. I'll mark this piece as practiced, update the assessment because I feel it's improved, and I'll leave myself maybe a quick practice note. If you practiced several pieces, you can also mark all practiced. Then simply uncheck anything you didn't actually get to. It's much faster than marking them one at a time. Every time you record what you practice, you're building your practice log. That history powers features like staleness and helps the app make smarter recommendations over time. A big question from users has been, how often am I supposed to update the app? The answer is whatever fits your workflow. Some musicians like to keep the app open and update it throughout the day as they practice. Others log it once at the end of the day. They record what they practiced today and generate and export tomorrow's practice plan before calling it a night. Others prefer a morning check-in. They update yesterday's practice, then generate today's plan before they hit the practice room. And some others simply backfill whenever they have time, even if that's many days apart. If you're doing an evening check-in, update today's practice, then click Tomorrow to preview, print, and export tomorrow's plan. If you're doing a morning check-in, click Yesterday to go back a day and record what you practiced, then return today to generate a fresh practice plan. And if you miss a day or even a week, don't worry. Practice Room Playbook doesn't track streaks or expect perfection. The app isn't asking, did you practice every day? It's asking, what's the most recent information I have? If you come back after a week, update your assessments, and record your most recent practice session, that's enough for the app to make much smarter recommendations going forward. It isn't trying to catch you up or penalize you for the days you missed. The more consistently you keep it updated, the more personalized your recommendations become, but don't let a missed day keep you from jumping back in. If you do want to fill in older practice sessions, you can always do that from the practice log. The practice log gives you a complete history of your practice sessions, including what you practiced, your notes, and changes to your assessments. You can also export any date range as a CSV or PDF whenever you need it. So in closing, Practice Room Playbook is not an all-or-nothing system. Start with only assessments, and you've already got a useful, prioritized list. As you begin adding practice history, performance dates, techniques, endurance, and everything else we've covered, the recommendations become a lot smarter and more personalized. The app grows with you on your schedule. Thanks for watching, and as always, if you have any questions or feedback, I would love to hear from you. Reach out anytime.